knowledge in cloud. So basically, if you take a standard architect used to do the standard on-prem things, and you throw him learning to swim in the bath with the cloud, basically will fail. He needs to switch his way of thinking. So if you take a bit of a step back, cloud is not just virtualization, and that's the usual mistake. It's mostly automation and a huge billing factory. So you need to deeply understand that, deeply understand the business model behind the cloud. So this will lead to reflections according to first point will be, do I do simple lift and shift? So I just pick up the application and duplicate it in the cloud and transfer data. Do I need to rebuild a little bit or to completely revamp the application going way to an agile and let's say a cloud native application? Why this reflection? Because in cloud, everything is built with the uptime. So you will pay if the machine is working. So you need to take in account what most of cloud providers call auto-scaling. So this means the application and all the assets running the application will be created, destroyed according to the use of the application. If you don't think like that, you will pay way too much, and basically the achievement you want to have with the cloud, which is, well, resilience, security, but also cost management. If you don't take that in account, you will fail on that one.
Yeah, and
the priorities are more resilient and so makes sense.
Just to maybe pause you for a bit. So I understand these steps, and what I'm trying to know is, because these are quite high-level steps, and these are the steps that we're already at. So I would really want to know maybe a further deep down on the steps that, maybe the first step that you mentioned was quite interesting. So finding the methodology and the framework to go about. So how do we do that? What sort of framework do we use? How do we select the methodology? Maybe getting to the next level, which is the infrastructure, virtualization, and application layer. When we start to design within the architecture, the infrastructure, how do we do that? What do we do to measure what computing, what storage, what level of networks do we need? In the virtualization, what sort of containers do we need? In the application layer, what sort of database do we need? So what's the total architecture look like? How do we get to that point, if you can maybe all get to that?
Okay. Okay, no problem. So in that part, all the choice you will have to do will depend of what's the maturity level in terms of development of the customer. Will he be able to manage PowerShell for Azure or the right language, whichever it takes for AWS or so? First step, what are also the constraints in terms of availability, zoning, and so around the applications. Then about the kind of compute, storage, and so, everything is linked to the choice you have to do with the application. Is it lift and shift or not? If it's lift and shift and you use a standard SQL, Microsoft SQL solutions, and so, basically the best choice will be to go to where you have the less work to do.
So is there any proper procedure that we go about, or is it very, very subjective to the application? Are there any?
It's really very subjective to the application. Yeah. If you have a native application that's already multi-tier or so, it's usually pretty easy to revamp and maybe sometimes to redesign to be cloud native. If you have a massive, let's say, old-fashioned application with AV client and so, usually lift and shift is a bad thing. And then your main issue will be to see how to maintain the performance with the cloud. And that's quite old because